What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite for another video here for you guys tonight, discussing the brand new Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, a secret map reveal, and some other exclusives. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Also, be sure to check out my TikTok and even my second channel, linked down below. I'll show you on screen so you can see. I'll be posting some other really cool shorts over on TikTok, and even some mini vlogs when I'm over there in LA for COD Next. And over on my second channel, I've been posting plenty of podcast clips in case you missed them, as well as some other funny videos from different games out there that you also may enjoy. Appreciate all the support across all my social medias. Seriously means the world to me. But first off, as a bit of a follow-up to the countdown post that we saw earlier this afternoon, in the actual video itself, you could see the following words: Sierra, India, Romeo, and Alpha. So that's, of course, a part of the phonetic alphabet that the military uses, and that spells out Sira. Now, Gaming Scooper the Ghost of Hope also reiterated that Sira is going to be a point of interest in Warzone 2. And I'm like, all right, hold on a second. What about that COD Next teaser we got a couple of days ago in which you can see a map behind the letters? Is that the same point of interest maybe? Now, it's looking like the Warzone 2 map does take place in the Middle East. Obviously, concept art was already drawn up and posted on the internet to show us what the map looks like, what all the points of interest are going to be. The real image of the map is also out there. Can't show you that on screen for obvious reasons, but the concept art is still pretty. You can get a nice glimpse as to how crazy the map's going to be, the scale of the map itself. It'll probably be just as big as Caldera, if not bigger. And that has me thinking, right, the intel drop that we got the other day, that showed us new bits of gameplay on some type of new map that we're also going to talk about in a second, but maybe that's actually DMZ gameplay, and what do you know, DMZ is set to take place on the same map as Warzone 2, hence why DMZ is a part of the Warzone 2 application and not the MWII application that we're about to get in October. So definitely expect over the next couple of days, with more countdown posts like these and other teaser images, that we'll probably end up seeing other bits of the Warzone 2 map / the DMZ map thrown out there for us to really analyze and put together, and maybe certain creators will be sent pieces of a giant puzzle that we could put together before COD Next, which is going to end up revealing the big Warzone 2 TAC map. Maybe that'll happen either before COD Next, maybe after that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But also to let you guys know, Sira is also set to be a ground war map in MW2, so I think it's safe to say we're going to see ground war maps in MW2, and most of those maps, not all of them, are going to be put together to form the Warzone 2 map, similar to how Spec Ops worked in MW19, where a bunch of these Spec Ops regions were put together to form Verdansk that we later saw over in Warzone. Now, this next report is why I love the Call of Duty community. So a Warzone fan account took it upon themselves to even further analyze the intel drops we've been getting and actually put together something that nobody out there has pointed out, and that is that the map that we saw first teased in the global review trailer for Modern Warfare 2 is the same map we saw gameplay of in the recent intel drop. So as he wrote, one more shot from video, just with more clear view of Windows by inversion. Also excuse the English translation there. He then put one more frame right here. He then says 5 windows in a row, which matches up with the building we saw in the footage on Friday. He then put higher building with 2 windows in the row on the one side. So this person really went ahead and connected the dots as to exactly where this is, which is fantastic. And as of right now, I do think this is a part of the DMZ / Warzone 2 map, which is crazy considering we haven't even gotten a reveal for multiplayer yet, and we're already getting gameplay of DMZ, which is awesome. At least that's kind of the prediction as of right now. And it's no coincidence that the recent intel drop does focus a lot on AI, and AI will obviously play a very large role in DMZ, as well as a bit of Warzone 2. I don't think they would focus too much on AI just for multiplayer, right? Because yeah, you could play private matches and put on bots, but AI is going to be really important for those other modes I just talked about. Now, the recent intel drop, of course, fully focused on AI. It's about a 2-minute video that I'll have linked down below, and it talked a lot about how more advanced AI will be in this game in comparison to previous Call of Duties, and it actually kind of scares me because AI in DMZ is going to be no joke. It's going to be a bit of a challenge considering it's a PvPvE experience, so people are going to have to really pay attention, because whether it's a bot, whether it's a real person, you got to be on your A game. And I love how they confirmed that AI are a part of every mode in Modern Warfare 2, which further aligns with the rumors that NPCs will be playing a very large role in DMZ and even Warzone. In the gameplay itself, we also see a glimpse of what looks like the 725, of course the 74U, and even a bit of TAC Sprint. So I think everybody knows TAC Sprint was going to come back in this game, but you may have missed that if you weren't paying close attention to the gameplay that we got. Now, the legend JGod even put out a tweet earlier that could actually hint at a new type of movement that'll be in Modern Warfare 2, which you can kind of see at this frame, as you can see, where the player kind of jerks to the left a little bit. Kind of reminds me of Advanced Warfare, where you could do like an exo thrust in the air and kind of dodge from side to side. It kind of looks like that a little bit, but boots on the ground. So maybe that's something that'll also change the way movement is in Call of Duty going forward, aside from just changes we're about to get with slide canceling and even dolphin diving. Now, I think a big concern I see going around right now is regarding TTK and pacing. So I think in MW19, the TTK could have been a bit better, but I think when Vanguard came out, we quickly realized just how fast TTK could possibly be. It's much faster in Vanguard than it is MW, and while I do want the gameplay to be a bit more fast-paced than MW19, I think the way Vanguard had it was a bit too much like hardcore to where it just was hard to distinguish core versus hardcore. It was ridiculous. But thanks to the combat pacing in Vanguard, that also allowed people to have as much hectic gameplay as they possibly wanted, and the fact that that's rumored to come back in MW2 also has me excited because there might be maps in MW2 that are really designed around slower gameplay with a bunch of windows and a bunch of doors, opportunities for claymores to be placed, 725 rushers. With combat pacing though, that could really alleviate a lot of that stress that might be present around the community like we saw in MW19. Now this of course aligns perfectly with plenty of reports that we've gotten from other gaming insiders, from other pro players. They got to play MW2 early, which is that we're going to be seeing a much different movement system in this game than we got in MW19, which is going to really change the nature of the game. It's going to really improve the ecosystem of how you're supposed to move, because in all honesty, right, slide canceling in 2019 was an exploit. It was a bug that just never really got fixed, so people used it to their advantage, and look, it worked. That became meta movement, which still is to this day for Warzone, but then Vanguard featured a very watered down version of slide canceling, which the community still reacted very well to, but I think with MW2 really changing all of that and saying, okay, there's not really much slide canceling, instead there's something where you can slide, you can dolphin dive. I think that's going to really bring us back to some of the Ghost days where you're not going to want to use that mechanic too much to get into gunfights. Rather, you're going to want to use that to get out of gunfights. So, big difference between defense versus offense, and the fact that MW2 is kind of really innovating on that whole idea of sliding and dolphin diving has me excited for the fact that everybody out there does have to adapt yet again to a new form of movement, which is intentional though, not something that's broken and exploited for an entire year and a half. Now take a listen to what pro player Shotzi also had to say about this.
Corners, yeah, jumping, shimmying. And then I also heard you can dolphin dive too, which I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so you can do everything. You can do everything. You can.
No, that shit's kind of cracked. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah.
I feel like people are gonna abuse the fuck out of it because that's what I was in.
I mean, bro,
you're able to fly like you just sprint, fly. That's all you do. So that's what I was doing at least.
Well, see, I'm excited to see that.
They
shit.
gotta nerf that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, really? Is it that? What do you mean? You just beat?
Fuck yeah, you were bro. I was literally like, just flying. Dude.
Wait, no, wait. You can just keep doing it. Like you can just dive.
Yeah, ask Cammy.
Is it the fastest way to move? Are people gonna be jumping off rip like frogs?
Yeah, literally. Everyone's gonna be frogs on the map.
What the fuck is going on? Oh shit.
I think it's good too, and like I think a lot of people worried that it's gonna be too slow, but bro, World War II did not have a slide cancel, and people were sprinting around corners in that game, dropping 40s.
Yeah.
Like you would just hit corners with a sub and like camera people.
Now we also have a verified account that's claiming that slide canceling won't be in the beta, but they have the option to turn it on and off, probably waiting for community reaction. That one has me intrigued, right? When I play MW2 this Thursday at COD Next, I'm curious just how that's going to work. Will we have an option to turn it on just to test it? Or will it be disabled completely? Or do we have early access to that? And then during the beta, the general public doesn't, but then at launch, that toggle feature gets added into the game. Very, very interested in how that's going to work, because I think right now Infinity Ward is playing it safe with what controversial features are added to the game, just to ensure that there isn't this big community outcry like there was in 2019, because believe it or not, as successful as MW19 was, there was still quite a bit of complaining throughout that entire game's life cycle. And once Warzone came out and kind of took over the scene, people quickly forgot about a lot of those complaints that they had for MW19 multiplayer. But I think this time around, people are a bit more vocal about what they want to see improved about the multiplayer, considering how big of shoes this game really has to fill. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on a bit of a gameplay breakdown from the intel drop that we got yesterday? And I know I talked a bit about the intel drop in my video from late last night, but that information might have gotten buried under the other topics we discussed regarding PlayStation versus Xbox, the CEOs going at it and debating the future for Call of Duty. It was a crazy video, but let me know what you think down below about the secret map reveal and everything else we discussed. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.